often call this the push pin trick, but in this case I have a safety pin, and it will become the safety pin trick. I'm going to dip it into a pile of white. In this case, I'll go for the titanium white. When I pull out the safety pin, I want there to be a peak of paint at the end of the tip, similar to beating an egg white till soft peaks form. I want to be able to touch this to the canvas for the catch light. There's no way you can get a brush tiny enough to do that by touching the brush. I want to touch just the tip of the paint and not the pin itself. And this you absolutely need a mahl stick to steady yourself for. And it's better to understate those highlights than to overstate them. And I will put a corresponding highlight there. And just those little bits of value variation give the sense of a luminous eye, one that's wet and has a sense of life to it. All right, now I would like to continue to move down and reshape the nose, as well as the direction that it's facing. I have it a little bit too head-on in its drawing, so I want to correct that right now. And also move the center of the nose over to my left a little bit. Just as I talked about the core of the shadow, that form shadow, on the side of the cheek, I want to do the same thing with the nose, so it gives the illusion of going back in space from the tip. And I'm going to be moving back and forth between my palette and mahl stick as I get into a little more detail. Right now I'm using a brush that's called a sable cat's tongue. They come in a variety of sizes just like any other brush, but they have the ability to form a nice little point. So you have either a broad stroke you could make or pull a little thin line. They're a nice versatile brush. Clean this a little bit. I like to get as much mineral spirits off the brush as I can. If I want my paint thinner, I'll use a little bit of medium instead of terp or mineral spirits to thin it. You could also use linseed oil. Or whatever medium your choice is. There are a number of different mediums on the market. You should just try a bunch of them and see which ones you like, which work for you, which don't. I like my paint to be more the consistency of sour cream than of cream cheese. So sometimes paint will get a little stiff if it's been in the tube for a while, and I like to have it a little bit more slippery. And I'm just moving on down the face to get to the mouth. That nice little dark area under the lower lip. And I do want to establish that really gentle, graceful curve and clean up this edge a bit right here. And that I can work back and forth between the dark and the light until I feel I get it right.